India has just lost the unlosable test in Hyderabad. Ollie Pope has played probably the greatest ever innings by an Englishman in India. Tom Hartley has channeled a Derek Underwood in his debut test match. And on top of that, five genuine test regulars and frontline batsman, bowler, and all rounder are missing from the second test match squad. Virat Kohli, Mohammad Shami, Rishabh Pant, KL Rahul, Ravindra Jadeja. So if I say that I'm still optimistic about India's chances for the second test match, you may think me mad. But I do think India has the capability and also the experience to guide them through this tricky phase of the series. And this is not the first time that India has faced such a situation. It has happened before with a much more wanted batting lineup. We will discuss all that and more in this preview of the second India-England test match, which is starting at Vizag on Friday. So our podcast is available on Spotify. Just search From the Pavilion End. We are also available on Apple Podcast, Amazon Music, and on YouTube Podcast. Please show your love by subscribing and following the podcast. And please like the episode and share it with your friends. So just before we start on reviewing or rather previewing second test, let's look back at where India lost the first test. Um, Ollie Pope played one of the greatest innings that any Englishman has played in India. He scored 196 when his team was um, behind by 190 runs. That's almost like a follow-on. And from a score of around 160 for six, he took the score to 420 with just the lower order. But in that, Kartikeya Date in one of his tweets mentioned that Pope survived 75 false shots in that innings of 196. Just bear in mind, 75 false shots. No other England batter survived more than 18. And if you look at, normal scores, then on average, a 10 false shots is what innings of 100 would probably have, and a median score would probably be of 5, median false shots. So he survived 75. That's a once in a lifetime kind of innings. That's a freak innings. Not only that, then Tom Hartley pulled out the rabbits in the Indian team and took a 6 for. India also lost 2 wickets at critical time to run out in both the innings. So there was a run out of Ashwin in the first innings and Jadeja in the second innings, and the guilty party was Ravi Jadeja in both occasions. India lost 6 sessions, one after another, from the third day onwards. India, uh, India, I do not think India has ever lost so many sessions, one after another, in my viewing history in a home test match ever. And the start of that losing sessions, was heralded by Ravi Jadeja's LBW, which was unique that He hit the ball, but the third umpire could not identify whether the bat hit it first or the pad hit it first. And then the ball pitching took an umpire's call, ball hitting took an umpire's call. So if somebody could have been unfortunate ever in any DRS decision, it was India and Jadeja. If we do not lose that wicket to that kind of a out, most likely India goes on to score 500 or more, and this match has a different ending. But even with all of this difficulties, even with all of this losing session after session, um, each and every call going against India, wherever anything could go wrong, actually went wrong. 75 false shots from Pope, three missed chances, something that England was, going to get all out for probably 250, scored 420. Even after all of that, India should have chased that total. And again, despite everything, the bravery, the baseball, the articulate captaincy of Stokes, the gap in the between the two teams was 28 runs. So all I'm trying to say is that all is not lost. If you think of it from an Indian perspective, um, England just didn't have anything to lose. England just didn't have any other step to take than the one that they actually took. That was their only possible move in that situation. If India can play to its potential, and India did not, neither in the first innings of batting, nor in the second innings of bowling, nor in the second innings of batting, then India would win that Hyderabad test maybe 9.5 times out of 10. The 0.5 times when India would not win is when the entire world would conspire and create situations which would be against the team. It is a reason, it is for this reason that one can say that England defeating India was a far bigger upset than West Indies defeating Australia in Brisbane, even though West Indies won in Australia after maybe 27 years, whereas England had won at India only in 2021, 22. So even after that, the England win was considered a bigger upset just because of the position that India was in at the end of day two. Bikiran, welcome to this discussion. What do you think is India's learning from that first test?
Actually, India dominated the first two days of that match. At the end of the day two, India had the lead of 175 odd runs, and with the 3 wickets in hand, Akshar and Jadeja were on the crease at the end of day two. Actually, so from that situation, India would have won, as you said, that from that situation, India would have won the test match 95 out of 100 times, at least 95 to 96 out of 100 times. So there actually it's very very rare times that India would lose that game, and it happened in the Hyderabad. So basically, India will learn a lot of things that India had the three scores of 80 plus in the first innings, but none of them converted into a big 100. That was a big factor. That was actually a big factor. One can argue that, okay, they didn't convert their start to the big 100, but still they got the lead of 190 runs, which is huge. Obviously, which is huge. But India had the opportunity to seal the game in the first innings itself. Indian team of the 2016. I'm not drawing any comparison or anything, but the Cheteshwar Pujara or Virat Kohli or Murli Vijay of the 2016 team would have scored the 550 to 600 runs on this pitch, and they would have sealed the game in the first innings itself. So this is a learning that don't let your easy runs to score. India thrown lots of wickets in the first innings, so that's a big learning. Of course, after that, India had the lead of 190 runs. Despite all these factors, India had the lead of 190 runs, which is still huge. And then Indian team conceded 420 runs on that pitch in the second innings from 150 for 5. In England, were still trailing the match by 30 or 40 runs, I think, 30 or 40 runs with the 5 wickets in hand. So from 150 to 5, India should have wrapped them up within 300, at most 300. From there, they had scored 420. So this is a huge setback for the Indian team. That of course that Pope's catch was dropped by Akshar Patel on 110, but still these are the parts and parcels of the game. So this is a factor. And Ashwin, apart from Bumrah, the entire bowling attack was very, very average. So this is a wake-up call for the Indian team management. Jadeja is not there in the second test, but and I will come to this later. But Jadeja, Ashwin, and Akshar, all of them were very, very average. So the second innings was not India's way. It didn't go India's way in that. Still, after this, on that Hyderabad pitch, they had to chase 230 runs against an attack which was the Tom Hartley, Jack Leach, Joe Root, and Rayan Ahmed. Jack Leach was not fully fit. Their best spinner, he was not fully fit. So I still think that India should have chased down the 230 runs on that pitch on the fourth inning. In the fourth inning, they had they were 95 for 3. So they had promoted Akshar Patel at number 5, which was a good decision for me, that they wanted to continue with the left right combo, and Akshar was a good player of spin, so they did that. But then in the third session of day 4, they collapsed badly. That Shreyas Iyer, KL Rahul, Akshar Patel, and then Akshar Patel, these 3 wickets were falling down quickly. So at that moment, in that quick succession, India had lost the 4 wickets, and this is the phase where I think that India had lost the game. After that, the Ashwin and Bharat made the partnership of 50 odd runs, but still it was just reducing the margin, the defeat margin. So I think India should have batted better in the first innings, and of course in the second innings, because 230 runs were very much chasable on that pitch. So the nothing went in India's way after the day 2, but still yes. So these are the learning from the Indian teams, and Shreyas Iyer and Shubman Gill. These are the two major setbacks for the Indian team. These two have scored just 130 or 140 runs in their last 10 innings. So these are the major worries for the Indian team, and they must step up in the next matches. These are the major
Yeah.
learnings from this.
Unfortunately, India cannot drop Shubman Gill or Shreyas Iyer for the second test because India is missing 5 test regulars. Okay, Rishabh Pant, Virat Kohli,
Virat Kohli,
Mohammad Shami, Ravindra Jadeja, and KL Rahul. Okay, take
five,
5 regulars by
yes,
accident out of any team, be it Australia, be it West Indies of the 80s, be it Australia of the 90s or hundreds. Take out 5 first team players. I bet they would fall flat. Where Australia did
yes,
not have Steve Smith and David Warner, they lost the BGT to India in 2018. Okay,
yes.
um, it's a miracle that this India team is performing. But then again, I want to assure our viewers that India has actually faced this kind of issue before. Maybe not the kind of situation where so many players are unavailable because of injury. But even the players who are available, even they are capable enough. I would take you back to the 98-99 series when Pakistan visited India. Uh, just think about that times. If you are, probably young enough, much younger than me, probably you would have not seen that series. Everybody remembers that series for 2 things. First test, the effort that the fight that Sachin put in chasing that fourth innings score, and second test Anil Kumble claiming 10 wickets. Okay, but if you actually look beyond those 2 facets of that series, there are two other things that I would like to, point out. Firstly, the spearhead of the Pakistani spin bowling attack was one Saqlain Mushtaq. Saqlain Mushtaq was branded at that point of time at 98, 99 as a one-day phenomenon only. He had 60 odd wickets in test matches, 60 odd wickets. India had just demolished Australia team in 1998, which had Shane Warne. With Shane Warne and Glenn McGrath, they had come, and yet India had demolished, and India had won
98
that.
series. No, Magro was not there in the 98 series, I think. That India had beat 2-1
Fleming and Kasparovich were there.
was there, yes, yes.
And but Shane Warne was basically there was this huge thing that Shane Warne is the biggest bowler. Also in 97 there was a series in Sri Lanka where India had collared Murli. So
Yes.
when Pakistan came here, nobody gave a second thought to the Pakistan spin bowling attack. They still had a aging Wasim, they still had a aging Waqar, and there was this new tearaway Shoaib Akhtar. But
Yes.
the person that they didn't pay attention to was Saqlain Mushtaq. After all, if India could demolish the leg spin, which is the mystery spin of Shane Warne, how would an off spinner, hurt us? And there were all the Indian top orders were right-handers. So how could a off spinner
Yes.
even let me just tell you the Indian top order that time. Sadagopan Ramesh, VVS Lakshman were the openers. Rahul Dravid at 3, Sachin Tendulkar at 4, Mohammad Azharuddin at 5, and Saurav Ganguly at 6. So that's 2 left-hander and 4 right-hander. And ultimately, most of them became, ATG's all-time greats of Indian cricket in the batting. In that Chennai test, Pakistan did two things. Pakistan won the toss, batted first. Okay. They scored just 238. Anil Kumble again demolished them in the first day, 6 wickets. In the first day, they were all out for 238. At the end of the first day, India were 48 for no loss in 8 overs. Take the parallels. First day, England were all out. India were 119 for 1. Here, Pakistan were all out for 236 and India were 48 for no loss after 8 overs. Okay. And then the second day, even though regular wickets fell, India still, at the end of the second day, India had a lead and India finished at 254. That 16-run lead
Yes.
was considered vital
Mm.
because the pitch was going to aid spin. And the first time we noticed that Pakistan's spin attack was deadly because Saqlain Mushtaq actually took 5 wickets. Who were Saqlain Mushtaq's wickets? Rahul Dravid, right-hander. Sachin Tendulkar, right-hander. Mohammad Azharuddin, right-hander. Nayan Mongia, right-hander. Anil Kumble, right-hander. So
All the 5 right-handers, yes.
all 5 right-handers went to Saqlain Mushtaq. Okay. And then the second innings started. By the end of the second day, Pakistan actually had lost 1 wicket already, and that of their number 1 opener, Saeed Anwar.
Right. Yes.
Shahid Afridi and Ijaz Ahmed were batting. Come the third day, Shahid Afridi hit one of the all-time best innings that a Pakistani has played in India by scoring 141 runs. His team scored 286. He scored 141.
Nearly
And
50% of that, yes.
that's 50% of that score. I mean, today we talk about baseball. This was baseball before baseball before baseball, right? Shahid Afridi as an opener, hit 141 of 191 balls with 21 fours and 3 sixes. The Indian
Yeah.
spinners, Anil Kumble, again, one of the most miserly bowlers, his economy rate was 4.22 at the end of that second innings. Sunil Joshi's economy rate was 3. Sachin Tendulkar's economy rate, he bowled 7 overs, took 2 wickets, but his economy rate was 5. Even Javagal Srinath, who bowled 16 overs, his economy rate was 4.25.
Yes.
Just on the basis of that Shahid Afridi innings, and of course, there were cameos from Inzamam, Mohammad Yusuf, and Salim Malik. Pakistan could go on to reach 286, which was the highest score of the entire match so far. And that meant India had to chase 271. Once again, India, succumbed to Suckling. And this time again, let me tell you who all got out to Suckling. Sachin Tendulkar, right-hander. Mohammad Azharuddin, right-hander. Saurav Ganguly is a left-hander, but then Sunil Joshi also left-hander. Javagal Srinath, a right-hander. So again, Suckling Mustak took 5 wickets, 5 for 93, and Pakistan won that match. That's two things, like I said, did exactly in parallel. First thing, they won the toss and succumbed in the first innings. In the second innings, one player played an outstanding innings out of the blue, hitting everybody and scoring more than 50% of the runs, just like Ollie Pope, and won a very, very close margin match on the fourth innings. We do not recall that match for the loss of we do not recall that match as a major loss for India. Rather, we recall that match on the basis of Sachin's fight. Just because at that point in time, India as a team was not considered too far above Pakistan. Currently, India as a team is considered too far above England, and that is why all of this, everything is lost kind of momentum is going on. I don't think everything is lost. What did India do in the second test? India just changed. Sunil Joshi brought in Harbhajan Singh, and the most important thing, India won the toss and batted first. That's it. In India, if India wins the toss and bats first, it's very, very, unless the pitch is a Bunsen burner where all bowlers, whether it is Joe Root or anybody who bowls becomes a world beater. It's very difficult to beat India. Even in that second test match, Taqlid Mustak again took 10 wickets. He got a 20 wicket in those two test matches, getting 5 wickets in all the 4 innings. But India's scores were that much higher in both the first innings and the second innings that Pakistan succumbed. Then the third test, which was basically first test of the Asian Test Championship and not part of that series, in Eden Gardens, Pakistan once again won the toss and collapsed in the day one with 185.
Yeah,
Just
Venkatesh Prasad.
Yeah. And India finished that day on 26 for 1. So one would say that India can bat Pakistan out of that test match too. But then again, India's first innings was nothing great to write about. India only could score 223 runs, which was a lead of around 38. Pakistan, when they batted, Pakistan scored 316 runs. But out of those 316, more than 60% was scored by Saeed Anwar, who remained not out on 188.
Again, he carried the bat.
Again, one opener hitting, all the bowlers to every corner on a third innings. Saeed Anwar's 188 came off 259 balls with 23 4 and 1 sixes. Anil Kumble, again, his economy rate was 3.37. Harbhajan Singh's economy rate was 3.5. And then that world famous batting lineup from India, they collapsed to 232. The victory margin, 46 runs. Why I'm saying these things today? Because India has been here before. There has nothing, nothing has changed in these aspects. There are occasions when India bats second after losing a toss, and they do not make full use of their first innings. They have been punished. It is a fact. It's not the first time, it's not new. If you do not make your first innings count in India, you will be punished. And that is where England's miraculous escape in that first innings stands out, because they did not make their first innings count and they only came back in that second innings. That doesn't happen time and time again in India. I do not think if England falls behind again by 190 runs in Vizag, they will again be able to wriggle out with such a score,
Yeah, yeah.
because it's a
Actually,
once in a lifetime kind of thing.
actually, this was the only time where India lost the game after having the lead of 100 runs in the first innings. This was the only time that India lost the game after 100 plus runs lead in the first innings.
So the question then comes is that what do India have to change? If you ask me, there are three things that India needs to change. First thing is that India needs to choose a 11 which will where all 11 players can contribute towards the win. So far, India has been playing two pacers and three spinners, where Mohammad Siraj is there just
Rarely
because
bowled.
you need two pacer.
Siraj rarely bowled, yeah.
In the last four test matches at home that Siraj has played, he has bowled more than 10 overs only once in any innings.
Hmm.
And in the last four test matches that he has played at home, he has taken only one wicket. And we all know how good Siraj is in the field or with the bat. So it's a
Yeah.
it's a meaningless exercise to take Siraj. Okay. So first thing, India needs to actually, choose 11 players who can contribute. Okay. Second thing is plan ahead. When that third innings started, and Crawley and Duckett were being aggressive to the Indian spin bowlers, it felt like they had not actually thought that it could happen. They were clueless at that point of time. When all they had to do before the series started was think, okay, England batsmen are either going to sweep us or reverse sweep us. What are we going to do when this starts happening? It seemed that we were too smug. We were too confident in ourselves. Okay.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, actually, after the sweeps or reverse sweep, Ashwin started bowling defensively and bowled at the flat and full line. So it was not expected from a great spinner like him. So yeah, obviously we must rectify those mistakes in the Vizag.
and
They
then
must rectify them.
the third thing that India has to do is win the toss. If you win the toss, more than 80%
Actually,
time you will win the match in India.
obviously, toss is a vital factor in India. But if you look at the scorecard of the toss in of the 2016 series, where England won the toss and pile on the first innings, so pile on the many runs on the board, 400 runs at Mumbai and then 470 odd runs in the Chennai. But still, India had won those games. The toss were not really factor for India from the 2016 to 19.
The toss
Actually,
would
uh,
not have a factor even in this match if India had piled up 600 runs.
yeah,
If India
obviously, that's what I
if
said. Yes,
India
obviously.
and India actually had the batting to pile up 600. When Shreyas Iyer got out, when KL Rahul got out, they left more than 100 runs on the ground.
Yeah, yeah. They
So
left many runs at the board. They left many runs on the board. I am that day. So yeah, obviously.
okay. So let's focus on the focus on the India team that has been announced because KL Rahul and Ravindra Jadeja were
Rahul.
able to join because of injury. So Sarfaraz Khan and Washington Sundar has been called up, and I find it amazing that Indian selectors are still so conservative that they still have to pull people from the India A squad into it. Why can't they pull up Pujara? I mean, this India squad is crying out for some experience. They're crying out for somebody who can build the innings, hold the innings. Right now, if you look at the the India A team, you are not sure that the best Indian players are playing. I mean, sorry, the second best Indian players are playing for the India A team. It's not a sure. For the first test, Pulkit Narang was one of the Pulkit Narang and Manav Sutar were the spinners. Second test, Saurav Kumar was the spinner. Are they the best? I don't think so. Um, Akashdeep is the reserve bowler. I don't know whether they're the reserve bowlers. This team could have pulled up Hanuma Bihari. They could have pulled up Cheteshwar Pujara. Hanuma Vihari just hit 180 odd in Andhra match. Cheteshwar Pujara has been hitting 200s for fun right now. Mayank Agarwal as an opener has been doing well, very well. But then again, if you're looking for the towards the front, okay, we can think about Sarfaraz Khan for this. But what value does Washington Sundar adds? He is a defensive um, in test matches, he is a batsman who can bowl because he cannot
Yeah,
take wickets with that kind of bowling in test match.
yeah. Mm.
So I would like to see a second test match 11 of maybe Gill and Jaiswal opening because I would like Rohit to come down because the middle order is exceptionally inexperienced. Number three would be Rajat Patidar to debut. Number four is Rohit Sharma to hold the middle order together. Number five is Sreyash Iyer. Number six is Sarfaraz Khan again to debut. Number seven is Ravichandran Ashwin. Number eight is Akshar Patel. Actually, Akshar Patel can go before Ravichandran Ashwin, given that Ashwin has been very poor with the bat. Number nine is Kuldeep Yadav. You actually need Kuldeep Yadav to be in there. Sorry, I missed the wicket keeper. We can go for Bharat. If you ask me, I prefer Jurel. So that the wicket keeper is actually the number seven. Number eight is Ashwin. Number nine is Akshar. Number 10 is your Kuldeep. And number
Cool.
11 is Bumrah. We do not need a second pace bowler there. Ravi Ashwin can very well open the batting, especially when Ben Duckett
Bull.
is fidgety like
Yeah.
anything. And Zach Crawley, who has a very poor record against spin, are opening for England. If Ravi Ashwin
Mm.
cannot get these players out, then he deserves to retire from the from Test cricket. Okay, Bikiran, would you like to do any changes in this 11?
Look, actually, if you ask me that what I want and what they will do, the both answers will be different. So from
No,
as
I
say,
want you to say what you want.
actually I want if you ask me then I will go with the five bowlers. Actually, Rohit and Jaiswal at the opening, and then number three Shubman. Then number four is Rajat Patidar, Patidar or Iyer. If number four is Iyer, then number five is Patidar. Number six, they might go with the. I think I will go with the Sundar as he will give some cushion of the bowling of 6 to 7 overs bowling. Actually, he will not be needed to bowl, but he will give me the cushion, and his defensive technique is good. So we can go with the Sundar there. And number six is Sundar. Number seven is Akshar. Number eight is Bharat. Number nine is Ashwin. And number 10 and 11, as you said, that Bumrah and Kuldeep. So
Okay,
basically, I will Sundar for his defensive as he did very well in the last series that we played against England at home in the 2021, where he scored 181 at Chennai and then another 90 odd at Ahmedabad. So His defensive technique is very good, and he will give me the cushion of bowling of the 6 to 7 or 7 overs. That's all.
And Jack Leach has been ruled out of the second test. Who do you think will come in there? I don't think they will
Shoaib
change
Bashir.
the batsman side. Who should they pull in for Jack Leach? Do they need another batter? Do they need another spinner? Do they need James Anderson to come in?
They will just replace Shoaib Bashir with Jack Leach. And then they will have the one with the leg spinner Rayan Ahmed, one leg spinner in Rayan Ahmed, one or two off spinners actually, Joe Root and Shoaib Bashir, and then one slow left arm orthodox in the Tom Hartley.
Okay. That is even more inexperienced than the first test then.
Yeah.
But do you think the Wood will play or Anderson will play?
I think they will replace Wood with Robinson. I think.
Ollie Robinson.
Um,
Okay. The final piece of the puzzle is the pitch. Personally, I felt the Hyderabad pitch was perfect.
yeah, I
Nobody could say anything about that pitch. That pitch played perfectly for all 4 days. India did not get out because of the pitch. Uh, neither did
obviously.
neither did England get out because of the pitch. So there were no demons in the pitch. The pitch got slow, but then if you are able to, take 500 test wickets, you should be able to wriggle out inexperienced players on that kind of pitch as well. And they did for five of the better batsmen and then fell flat because the lower order scored 260
I,
runs. Yeah.
the lower up and
What kind of pitch do you expect at Vizag?
I think the same types of pitches will be there. And I heard that the pitches will be like the flat Indian wicket with the low bounce pitch. I heard that. This Vizag is not gonna be a rank turner or exit turner that we saw in the last couple of years. But I think it will be normal Indian wicket with the flat wickets with the low bounce. That's all.
Yeah,
The
I also
pitches might
think
be on
that
the slow.
it. I don't
Pitches
think it
might be
should
on
be.
the slow.
I don't think it will be a Bunsen burner because if it's a Bunsen turner, if it's such a turner, then the advantage of India will be nullified and the likes of Shoaib Bashir will become like world beaters.
Yeah, and
I
on the Regin Turner or Rank Turner, if somehow baseball piled on the 300 runs on the board, then it's gonna be very, very tough for the inexperienced Indian batting lineup. The only
exactly.
experienced player in the batting lineup is Rohit Sharma. So Rohit Sharma must score a 300 in the next game. Lots of things will depend on how he
And
bats in the next.
and we should also acknowledge the fact that this is the last chance that Shreyas Iyer and Shubman Gill are going to get. Virat
Yeah,
Kohli will most likely be back. Rahul will most likely be back. Ravindra Jadeja will most likely be back. And then there will be a shortage of at least 3 spots.
yes.
Only one out of Sarfaraz, Shreyas, Shubman, and Rajat Patidar will be playing the third test. And who knows, they may even recall Cheteshwar Pujara. So we never know. Um, your prediction for the second test?
I'm still backing India to level the series in Vizag.
I don't think lightning strikes the same location twice.
Yeah,
So it
yeah.
should not be the case. India needs to bat to its potential, and India needs to have the mindfulness to counter the innovative stroke play that England offers. If they do that, and of course, win the toss. Win the toss. If they win the toss,
Actually, I
uh,
think India has the team to
up,
win the match after losing the toss. I think India has the team to win the match after losing the toss. So, toss
yeah, but
is not gonna be.
with such a inexperienced batting lineup, I would like India to win the toss, bat first, pile on the runs.
Yes,
Maybe a Shubman
obviously.
Gill double hundred loading. If that happens, who knows? Debut hundreds for Sarfaraz and Rajat Patidar. Who knows? England will be stuffed. And England media is either smug or whining. There is no in between. There is no intelligent England media. Intelligent England media is a misnomer. So they are either smug saying that, oh, we are the best, or they're whining saying that, oh, we cannot play in this kind of pitches or against this kind of bowlers. So let's hope that we give them more occasions to whine, and let's hope that this match goes to 5 days. We get a good pitch, and let's hope that India levels this series 1-1. Thank you. It's been a pleasure bringing this episode to you. If you like this episode, please like and share it. Please also subscribe or follow our podcast.